in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Give it all. You don't settle for less. Come on. I promise you, I guarantee to you that your body's going to change. Welcome to Butt Lift Basics. These are my signature moves guaranteed to lift, shape and carve your butt. Learn proper form here and then you are ready for your workouts. Before you know it, you'll be ready for the beach.
Samba Tornado. Stand with feet wider than hip-width apart, toes slightly turned out and abs drawn in. Bend your knees and sit back into your heels as you lean your torso slightly forward and squeeze your butt tight. Press into your heels, straighten your legs, and return to standing. Continue this squat movement, making sure your knees don't go past your toes. Keep your core engaged and your chest lifted. Begin to circle your hips to the right, continuing to make circles as you move through a deep squat. Sit back into your hips and keep your heels pushing into the floor. Move your hips as if you're circling them around your navel. Begin to circle your hips to the left. To increase the intensity, make the circles even bigger to include more abdominal work. You can vary the tempo and make your circles slower, or you can play with how deep you want to go in the squat. Ipanema walk. Stand with feet hip-width apart, toes forward. With your hands on your hips, pull your abs in, draw your shoulders back and down, and place your right foot back. Lift your leg by squeezing your butt, then swing your leg forward to lift your knee up to chest height, and step your foot down into a lunge, bending both knees to a 90-degree angle. Then push off with your right foot, swing your leg back, and step into a rear lunge. Concentrate on 4 key moves: lift, swing, step, and lunge. Lift, swing, step, and lunge. Lift, swing forward, step, and lunge. Lift, swing back, step, and lunge. To add intensity, swing your arms in opposition to the legs. Not only will this increase the caloric burn, it will also assist you with balance. Remember to squeeze your glutes when you lift from the back and to push off your front foot as you stand. Distribute your weight evenly between both legs and into the heels to go deeper into the buttocks. Keep your chest lifted and your abs pulled in to get the full benefits of this move. Squat arabesque. Stand with feet hip-width apart, bend your knees and squat down. Straighten your legs and lift your right leg behind you, squeezing your right butt cheek and reaching your arms to the front. Lower your leg and arms and repeat the squat and arabesque on the other side, alternating legs each time. Remember, sit back into your heels, pull your abdominals in, and don't allow your back to arch. Curtsy lunge. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, hands on your hips. Lift your toes, rotate your hips, pointing your toes out to the corners. Step your right foot behind your left foot, placing the weight onto the heel of your left foot. Bend both knees into a curtsy. Then push off from your left foot back to your starting position and touch your right toes out to the side. Hinge slightly forward from the hips to sit deeper into the glutes, but keep the chest lifted and your abs pulled in. Make sure that your front knee does not go past your toes. The knee should line up with the toes to avoid collapsing in. To add arms to this move, reach your hands to either side of your knee on the curtsy, then lift them overhead as you stand, crossing at the wrist. This will help you lengthen your torso and bring more core engagement into this exercise. Remember to squeeze your glutes at the bottom and the top of this move. Attitude kickback. Stand with your heels together and toes turned out, rotating from the hips with your abs pulled in. Reach your arms overhead in a V position. Standing on your left leg, lift your right foot and place it behind your left knee. Then lift your leg to the back with your knee bent and leg turned out. This is called attitude. Return the foot to the knee and pulse it back up to the lifted attitude position. Maintain your arms over your head in the V at all times. Squeeze your glutes to lift the leg and keep the knee lifted out to the side to maintain the turnout at the hip. There is a slight lean forward of the torso, but keep the chest lifted and your navel pulled to your spine. Put your body weight in the heel of the standing leg to challenge the stabilizers and go deeper into the buttocks as you rotate the working leg out from the hip. To add intensity, hold the leg at the top and squeeze the buttocks with small, focused movements. High heels. Stand with feet hip-width apart, toes and knees turned out from the hips. Lift your heels and balance on the balls of your feet, bringing your heels closer together. Reach your arms out to the sides, lift your chest, tighten your abs, and draw your shoulders back and down. Balancing on the balls of the feet, begin to march right and left, keeping your heels lifted, knees bent, and legs turned out. Take one step to the right and then another while keeping your heels lifted. Repeat on the left, then alternate sides. Wave your arms and shake your hips from side to side. Focus on the lateral movement, bringing your ribs and your hips closer together as you contract your abs. Squeeze your butt cheeks as you keep your heels lifted and your toes spread. Maintain your balance by standing tall with your abs tight and chest lifted. This exercise targets the deep inner buttocks muscles and challenges your balance. Side lunge, knee up. Stand with feet hip-width apart, toes forward, and pull in your abs. Take a wide step out to the right, keeping your left leg straight and foot flat on the floor. Lean your body weight into the right leg and place your hands together on your right thigh. Push off your right foot and come back to center, standing tall. Lean your body weight into the bent leg to work the deep buttocks muscles. As you become more comfortable with this exercise, begin to pick up the tempo, maintaining good alignment and using the power from your glutes to push off the right foot. Sit your hips back and make sure you keep your knee from going past your toes as you go into the lunge. To increase the intensity of this exercise, lift your right knee and swing your arms overhead with hands together. This brings more core involvement into the exercise while adding a balance challenge. In addition, this non-stop movement works the larger muscle groups, providing cardio benefits. Kneeling leg lift. Come to all fours with knees under hips, elbows under shoulders, and palms on the floor. Reach your left arm out to the side and balance on your fingers for support. Pull in your abs, draw your shoulder blades on your back, and lengthen your spine. Lift your right leg up behind you, keeping the thigh in line with your shoulder. Bend your knee, flex your foot, and squeeze your right buttocks. Next, slowly bring your right knee into your chest. Press your foot up to the ceiling, tightening your buttocks at the top of the movement. It is very important to keep your abs engaged to avoid arching your back and to create internal resistance. Remember to squeeze your butt cheek, keeping it tight throughout the entire exercise. Press your arms into the floor and keep your neck long to avoid compressing the cervical spine. The tighter you engage your abs, the more benefit you will get from this exercise. This move zeroes in on the gluteus maximus, which lifts the butt shelf and gives it a smoother appearance. To increase the intensity of this exercise, hold at the top and focus on small, targeted movements. This helps develop definition between the hamstring and the buttocks to give a more lifted and rounded appearance. Kneeling diagonal rainbow. Come to all fours with knees under hips, elbows under shoulders, and palms on the floor. Reach your arm out to the side and balance on your fingers for support. Pull in your abs, draw your shoulder blades on your back, and lengthen your spine. Extend your legs straight behind you, keeping your hips even. Make sure to pull your abs in tight, drawing your navel to your spine. This will help you focus on the glutes in the exercise rather than lifting with your back. Squeeze your buttocks and lift your legs straight behind you. Slowly cross your leg over the other, engaging your inner thighs. Next, open your leg out to the side on a diagonal. Continue moving through an arc-like movement, placing the toes on the ground as you cross behind the leg. Remain lifted in your torso and lengthen your spine. Touch the toe lightly to the floor and lift the leg as high as possible. Kneeling cross kick-ups. Come to all fours with knees under hips, elbows under shoulders, and palms on the floor. Reach your arm out to the side and balance on your fingers for support. Pull in your abs, draw your shoulder blades on your back, and lengthen your spine. With a bent knee, lift your leg behind you, keeping your thigh in line with your shoulder as you flex your foot and squeeze your buttocks. Cross your leg behind your other knee and press the foot back up to the ceiling as you squeeze your butt. Slowly pull your knee into your chest to stretch the buttocks, then press back up to the ceiling. Remember to cross the working leg behind the supporting leg as much as possible while squeezing your inner thighs. Squeeze the butt cheek at the top of the movement as you press the heel up toward the ceiling. This exercise targets the sides of the hips and inner thighs, giving the glutes a carved, rounded appearance and smoothing the side of the leg. Suspended clam. Lie on your side with your arm extended, resting your head on your upper arm. Bend your knees so that your heels are in line with your spine and your hips are stacked one on top of the other. Lift both feet off the floor, pointing your heels up towards the ceiling. Keeping your feet together, rotate and raise the top knee up and to the back, rotating your leg from the hip and squeezing the side of your buttocks and hip. Slowly bring knees back together and repeat. Focus on keeping your heels together and squeezing the side of your hip as you lengthen your torso and pull your navel to your spine to challenge your abdominals. This targets the side of the glutes, toning that hard-to-reach hip area that sculpts the side of the leg, giving it a more curvy look. This also tones the abdominals and the waistline. On the beach leg lift. Lie on your side, propped up on your forearm and hip, and place your other hand on the floor in front of you for support. Extend your straight legs together on the floor in line with your torso. Engage your abdominals and keep your hips stacked to ensure proper form. Lift both legs up to hover slightly off the floor and squeeze your inner thighs and butt cheeks together. Slowly lift and lower your top leg up and down, creating as wide a gap between your legs as possible as you squeeze your left butt cheek. Stay lifted through your torso for balance and squeeze your inner thighs as you clench your butt cheeks together throughout the exercise. This exercise targets your inner thighs and butt cheeks, creating a more sculpted and shapely silhouette. To increase the intensity of this exercise, hold at the top and focus on short, controlled movements.